This copyrighted broadcast, presented exclusively on GIAA.TV, is copyrighted by the Georgia Independent Athletic Association, a division of the Georgia Independent School Association, for the private use of our audience. It may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the Georgia Independent School Association.
Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by the Beck Center. We're in a new studio here tonight as we had a late night. We were calling some games. It's playoff time, and it's here. We have 8 games around the association. 2 8-man playing games, 7, 10, 8, 9. No single A, as they're already in the semifinals of their semifinal games next Friday. Then, Richard, 3A. 2A, 3A, and 4A both had their playing games as well. We'll talk about that. The Mallory and Evans Team of the Week. Big Rich, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you too, Thrift. Man, we've had some upsets already in the GIAA playoffs. We've had the 7-10 matchup, the 8-9 matchup for 8-man football, 2A, 3A, and 4A. And we already know who is advanced to the quarterfinals.
Yes, we do, Rich. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and do it as we have every single week. Let's bring him up. His name is Drew Butler. Drew, who is our Mallory and Evans Team of the Week?
What's up, GIAA fans? Drew Butler back once again to present to you the Mallory and Evans GIAA Team of the Week. As you know by now, I'm Drew Butler, Vice President of Business Development at Mallory and Evans, and we're here. It is the last week of the regular season, but before we kind of cap off the regular season in GIAA play, let's go back to last week and talk about who the Mallory and Evans GIAA Team of the Week is. Congratulations to Briarwood Academy. That's right. Briarwood Academy beat Edmund Burke 28-21 last week, improving to 8-2 on the season. That was their 4th straight victory. 28-21, Briarwood Academy over Edmund Burke. Congratulations to everyone at Briarwood. You are the Mallory and Evans GIAA Team of the Week. Hope everybody had a great Halloween. Hope you're enjoying this holiday weekend, if you can call it that. Take care. Have fun. It's the last week of the regular season. It's been a blast presenting the Mallory and Evans GIAA Team of the Week all season long. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you again to our guy, Drew Butler, and thank you to Mallory and Evans every single week presenting the Team of the Week. It was a lot of fun. We love how they showcase these student athletes and these football players around the state. So thank you again to Drew Butler, Mallory and Evans Team of the Week. Final one, Briarwood Academy.
Yeah, and they had a very good win against
Look at this play.
Burke.
Wow.
What a touchdown pass by Cutler Fleming, who had 3 of them on the night, 190 yards in the air. Aiden Alder, 7 catches, 101 yards with 2 touchdowns. And then Banks Demore with 8 catches. And look, it's so good, you got to see it twice. Look at that touchdown pass. That's
a
money.
Dime.
Through a dime. Wow.
Nice job.
What a great win by Briarwood. And I think Briarwood's got some confidence going into the playoffs.
100% agree.
No question about it.
All right, now let's continue on. Big Rich, let us do some scores. So we'll start with 8-man football.
Well, we had a Thursday night game.
We did, but we'll wait on that Thursday night because we're going to go
in order. Okay. Hey, all right, Big Thrift, I got you.
Rich, 8-man. David Emanuel. They had a game this evening, Richard, and they were able to take down Monsignor Donovan 50-14. So good win by them, Richard, to be able to advance to the quarterfinals. So great job by David Emanuel. They will now go on the road to take on Sherwood next Friday night. Good win by David Emanuel.
That's going to be a tough task.
And by the way, that was on the road.
On the road against Monsignor Donovan, but Sherwood is the defending champions. That's going to be a tall task for David Emanuel. But a good win, and they do advance to the second round.
All right, now let's go to the other 8-man football game, Richard, that happened here tonight. And that was Fullington and Citizens Christian. And Richard, and looking at this, Fullington Academy was able to take down Citizens Christian 28-20. Richard, and that means Fullington is going to be advancing. And so we got upsets. 2 road teams, Fullington and David Emanuel, both win. Fullington will then be on the road at Vidalia Heritage coming up this upcoming Friday. So congratulations on a great win by our team from Fullington Academy.
Yeah, Fullington, they're going to end up taking on the number 2 seed Vidalia Heritage. Just a great win for a team that, is expected to make a deep run in 8-man football playoffs. Excited to see what they could do, but yeah, Vidalia Heritage is no slouch. No slouch. They are a bit. I'm about to say slacker, like hello McFly. No, they're no slouch. They are one of the powerhouses in 8-man football.
1A did not play, Richard.
No, they did not.
Their semifinals. They actually got moved. And not moved, but they don't start till next week.
There's only 4 teams, so they start next week.
Let's do 2A. And we had 8-9, Windsor and Augusta Prep. And how about this absolute beat down by Windsor Academy, 35-8 over Augusta Prep. And Windsor Academy will then go on the road next week to take on the number 1 team in 2A, Brentwood. So Windsor Academy takes down Augusta Prep, Richard. Final score was 35-8. Great win by them.
Yeah, Windsor Academy looking at who they will end up having to play.
They got to play Brentwood next week, Richard.
Brentwood.
Yeah, there we go.
The defending champions. A tough task for Windsor Academy, but a good win for them, and they move on to the second round.
How about Gatewood? A 7-10 matchup. Gatewood takes down and defeat Heritage 47-13. Gatewood will go on the road next week to take on Southwest Georgia. Great win by Gatewood Gators, and the Gators win it 47-13. Heritage is now eliminated along with Augusta Prep.
Yeah, Gatewood, the number 7 seed, taking down a Heritage team that, they were able to sneak into the playoffs. Gatewood has always had championship aspirations. They've won a championship before. But with a losing record, they've had a tough season, taking on the team that likes to run the football more than anybody in the history of the GIAA, it seems like. Southwest Georgia Academy out of Damascus. It is going to be rocking down in Damascus, and Gatewood does move on.
Now let's talk about 3A classification, and we will first start in the 3A classification, Richard, with 7-10, Pinewood the 7, Terrell the 10, and Pinewood was able to win 56-28. Big win for Pinewood. With that win, they will now go on the road to Albany, Georgia, and take on Deerfield Windsor in the quarterfinals. So great win by Pinewood Christian.
Well, I hope Pinewood has a great secondary, because Deerfield Windsor is going to air the football out with Lane Skills. He is the top passer in the GIAA, and he's got some great weapons. David Hutchins. This is going to be, I think, a mismatch, because Deerfield Windsor just looks so strong on paper. But I think that anything's possible in the GIAA. We'll see how it happens. We've seen upsets before, so we'll look at the outcome next week and try to determine what could possibly happen.
8-9 matchup, Lakeview and Piedmont. This one actually was one that went down to the wire. Piedmont took down Lakeview 27-21.
Yeah.
And Piedmont will now go on the road to take on the number 1 team in the association, John Millage. So good win by Piedmont over Lakeview.
Yeah, Piedmont having to take on the number 1 seed, John Millage. It seems like they've just beaten everybody. I got to say, though, the first round matchups, because we only have 8 games, I know that these teams that are higher seeds, they want to keep playing. We've talked to teams that have like the first 6 seeds where they end up having a bye this week. But sometimes if you're on a roll and you're going into the playoffs, you have a lot of momentum. Sometimes you want to have that week where you're playing, but we'll see what happens next week when they do take on Piedmont, taking on Monsignor Donovan.
So now let's go to 4A, and in the 4A classification, the 7-10 Pacelli and Loganville. Pacelli was able to dominate.
That actually is an 8-9. Well,
nope.
No, it's 7-10.
Yeah, Pacelli and Loganville 7-10. 8-9 is Bethlehem Christian and Calvary. So we'll go to 7-10 Pacelli and Loganville, and Pacelli Vikings were able to get a win over Loganville. Good job, 34-7 was the final score in that one, as Pacelli now will go on the road to take on Brookstone next week in the 2-7 matchup. So good win by Pacelli over a 7-win Loganville team. 34-7, they dominate, and now we got a rematch of the ages for the quarterfinals. Brookstone and Pacelli should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a dominating win for Pacelli. Dustin Sherman had 3 touchdown passes. Cam Carino was ended up running the ball very well. That defense played lights out, and they will stay in Columbus and take on their in-city rival, the Brookstone Cougars, next week in the second round of the GIAA playoffs.
And then on Thursday, at number 8, Bethlehem Christian hosted number 9, Calvary, and Bethlehem was winning 28-17 at halftime. Calvary came back and won with a 75-yard long-distance touchdown and a pick-6 by Jamar Williams. And Calvary takes down Bethlehem 30-28. So they will go on the road to take on number 1 Stratford next week. So all the brackets are now up to date. Quarterfinals next week, which means we have 32 games around the association. We have 4 games in 8-man. We have 4 games that are going to be, 2 games in 1A. So that would make 6. We have 4 more in 2A. That would make 10. 4 more in 3A, 14. 4 more, 22 games. I don't know where I got 32, Richard. My math was not math in there for sure on that. But we will have 18 games that around the association that we are going to be able to keep up with, as all the quarterfinals are going to be around, and I can't wait to talk about them right here on the High School Scoreboard Show. And we'll be able to do an ultimate preview as we do every Wednesday inside the GIAA this Wednesday night. We're going to break down every bracket. We're going to predict every quarterfinal. It's going to be a ton of fun.
It is, and I can't wait for those second-round matchups, especially, Calvary, the 9 seed, able to advance, taking on a Stratford Academy team that is going to be without their leading rusher, Tyler Stevens, as he is not going to be playing in the game. I'm interested to see that 3-6 matchup between Strong Rock and FPD. Of course, Brookstone and Pacelli. We've got some great matchups.
I got one for you.
We'll have the brackets for you on Inside GIAA on Wednesday.
I got another one for you. How about the 2-3 and 1A, Edmund Burke and Flint River?
Okay, come on now.
That one's going to be a pretty big one. I can't wait for that. Valwood, Frederica should be a lot of fun. Westville, Tifteria. That went down to the wire. Tifteria ended up beating Westville by 1 in overtime. So that's going to be a rematch. That should be a lot of fun. And then nothing bigger than Pacelli Brookstone, a rivalry of all rivalries.
Yes.
For a right to go to the semifinals. And these 2 teams are playing the playoffs. This is now a 3rd time in the last 4 years. They played in 2022, 2023, missed it in 24, back in 25. 3rd time in 4 years. These 2 programs have played each other twice in the year, playoffs and then regular season. Well, we had a lot of fun. Then you're getting to Roger Beck at the Beck Center for his presentation of all sports, and including the state championships. We had cross country last weekend. Next week will be cheerleading state championships, and then coming up the 20th, 21st, 22nd will be also flag football, 8-man, 1A, 2A, and 3A, and 4A. So cannot wait for that.
Yeah, that flag football season is about to come to an end. The playoffs start November the 18th. But this past weekend, actually this weekend, the thing that's going on right now is the clay shooting over at the Forest Gun Club in Savannah. So good luck to all the participants. Can't wait to be back on the Inside the GIAA show on Wednesday.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate all the love and support. And we'll see you next time on Inside the GIAA on Wednesday night, and the High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by the Beck Center next Friday. Congratulations to all the teams that won and moved on. Quarterfinals next week and semis for 1A all around the association. We'll talk about that. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.